will introduce themselves to you, who they are, what their company is, what they do. And then we're going to take it from there. I'm going to start to my right, down here with Ms. Tawana Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, give it up. It's a lot of pressure sitting up here being so young.
Hi, I'm Tawana Kelly. I own a company called Brawley Solutions, and it's a training and development company. And that's what my primary focus is. I am a trainer at heart. I am an empowerment speaker. And my main focus when I do my keynote speeches and my empowerment speeches are to women and women's groups, because my focus is making sure that we go to wherever we need to go, we arrive, and we arrive with status, and we can achieve whatever greatness we're supposed to get. So that's my focus. And I'm known as the fear-busting coach, so I help you get past all your fears and your barriers to reach the levels that you want. So that's me.
Welcome. Thank you so much. You guys are going to love her. She's a ball of energy, boy, I got to tell you. You have to consider, if you consulted with these women on the panel, you would have to pay a fee. You're getting it for free today, so take advantage of it, yes? All right, let's get ready to rumble. Come on, let's give it up. All right, so let's talk first and foremost about some of the benefits of being a woman in business. So I'm going to start down here with Tawana. What are some of the benefits that you've experienced of being a woman in business?
What I found by being a woman in business is that most of the time women like to help each other. There are so many avenues for women to come together and network and help each other that I find it fascinating.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, Keela. I'm going to tell you another lady that I met, second time I'm seeing her. And I've met all these women before, so I experienced the same thing, but I've seen these women a few times now. I met her the first time we were at a networking event, and she walked in, and she made me quiver. She commanded the room. Tawana. Do tell. What are you afraid of?
You're funny. In the beginning, my issue that I had to overcome were doubters, those well-meaning naysayers. Do you really want to do that? Are you sure? Because when you're the first one in your circle that's ever doing something, people don't have any faith in that because it's never been seen, it's never been done.
That's right.
So what are you trying to do? Are you sure you want to do this? You're not going to be successful. So that was my issue, which of course planted doubt in me, like, can I really do this? I don't know. So it took me a while to overcome all of that. So that was a big challenge that I had in the beginning. And changing my circumstances, which is a whole other issue, I definitely overcame that fear of listening to other people, or the instance of listening to other people and letting that resonate inside of me. So I was able to step out and live my authentic truth, what I really wanted to do. Now, I think one of the challenges I have now is trying to make my brand a household name.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. That's what I'm working on. That's my goal, to have my brand a household name. So when you hear Tawana Kelly, the Fear Busting Advancement Coach, owner of Brawley Solutions, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I like that. I like that. Very good. Very good. What are some of the mistakes you've made? Tawana, your turn.
One of the biggest mistakes that I've made early on was not having a clear vision of what I wanted.
That's good.
Yeah, I didn't have a clear vision. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to own my own business because I heard that's what you need to do. Everybody needs to have own business because you need to be able to make your own money in your own time. So that's what I wanted to do. But I didn't know what kind of business I wanted.
Wow.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no passion. I had no, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I spent money on top of money, on top of money, on businesses that I thought I wanted, but I didn't have my heart in it. I did it because I thought that was the right thing to do. It was a natural thing to do, but it wasn't my passion. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So what happened? Failed. Everything failed. So that was my biggest mistake, not knowing what I want to do, not having a clear vision, and wasting a lot of time and a lot of money on business ventures that my heart wasn't in, that just did not work.
Yeah, time is money. Time really is money. You guys ready for some questions? You have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? If you don't, I have a lot more. You have a question. What's your question and to whom?
To the entire panel, because you talked about not being too nice and being soft-spoken and all of that. That's never been my issue. So how do you not get branded automatically when you're firm and you direct, not get branded with that title that you talked about before? When you're
Honestly,
firm and direct with people.
It's okay to have that brand name because first of all, we're going to get branded that anyway. And if you're just going to be soft-spoken and be timid and just go along so that you don't get that title, people will walk over you and they will not take you seriously, no matter what. Okay? Now, I'm the kind of person that I will speak up when I see injustice, or when I see something I need to speak up on, I will. So because I'm such a small person, shocker, people think that, I'm aggressive, or, I'm, what is the word? I'm trying to think of the word they
Brusque.
said.
They've called me brusque before.
Really?
Assertive, right?
I'm assertive, I'm aggressive, those kind of things, and I'm opinionated, and I'm okay, fine, I will be that. But I'm not going to let this happen the way that it's not supposed to happen. So own that, and it's okay, because as women, we're going to get that title. If it was a man that was going the same route and had the same attributes that you're describing, they would never describe him that way. He's a tough businessman. So own it and be okay with that, in my opinion, anyway.
That's right.
And then my question for the panel is, foundation for me is passion. And I heard you say, hey, I did a lot of different businesses and they were not for me. So how did you determine, hey, this is my passion and I'm going for it no matter what?
Very nice question.
That's a good question. For me personally, I don't know about the other ladies, but for me personally, I was the kind of kid that always liked to be in front of the room being a teacher. When I was a little kid, I had a sister, and she and I used to always play school, as little girls would do, and I always had to be the teacher because that's just what I did. And I would relent with her being a teacher every now and then, just to be fair, but it was my job. Let's be clear on that, I was the teacher all the time. But growing up, I didn't know what I needed to do to get into that position. I didn't know if I wanted to be an actual teacher or just be in front of people. I didn't know what I wanted to do with that. And one day when I was in corporate America and I went to a training class, and there was a woman teacher. This is when Excel and Word first came out, when it went from DOS to the whole GUI interface. And we had a mouse now. We had little pictures that we could click on. So we're being taught Excel. So I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a trainer. I want to train people. And so that's when I knew that's what I wanted to do. I'm like, okay, next question, how? Because I don't know how to break into this. So I struggled with that how question for years. And then one day I read an ad in the newspaper, like, we're looking for a trainer, no experience needed, we will teach you. Well, okay. So I applied, interviewed, and lo and behold, they hired me. So they taught me what they needed, and I've been training ever since. Now, I knew early on that that's what I wanted to do. I just didn't know what I wanted, I didn't know how to get there. And then when I saw someone emulating what I wanted to do, that's when I'm like, okay, that's what I want to do. Then, I did that for years. When you reach your goal of what you want to do, you're like, okay, great. Then after a period of time, you're like, okay, now what's next? You reach your goal, it's always going to be what's next. And so I was at that point, I was living in Baltimore, and I was at that point, okay, I'm here, I'm training, I'm doing great, I'm in corporate America. Now what? And I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do next. I knew I wanted to stay in the training, speaking arena, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do next. And the people around me were the same people I've known for 30 years, doing the same thing, and they weren't very agreeable to anything different. They were those well-meaning, ooh, you really want to do that kind of people. So I couldn't really feel comfortable sharing that I was feeling stagnant. So I said, you know what, I need to shake things up. You heard the old adage, you have to do something different to get something different. So I'm like, what can I do different to kind of shake things up and figure out what I really want to do with my life? So I'm like, I'm moving to Georgia, and that's what I did. Yeah, so I moved here 5 years ago, and that gave me the clarity, okay, I want to move out of the corporate training arena into public speaking. When I did that, I was like, that's what I wanted to do. So I shook things up and freed my mind to find my passion, and I've been going full steam ahead ever since.
Yeah, that's good. Finding your passion.
Yeah.
That's really good.